if you want to get a job, I'm going to urge you to not do these things on LinkedIn. First of all, do you even have a LinkedIn account? I pray that you do. LinkedIn is the world's largest platform of professionals either looking for jobs, sharing opportunities they have for their organizations and jobs that other people can apply to. This is the platform that you want to be as a professional if you're looking for a job. The first thing that I'm going to ask you not to do when you're looking for a job and you are on LinkedIn is to write unemployed on your bio or open for work or looking for a job on your bio. Now, I know that they have these filters with open for work on LinkedIn, and you feel that, well, then recruiters would know that I am open for opportunities. And my experience is that people may wonder, well, why are they unemployed? Now, I appreciate that we are in the times of COVID, and so, there is a greater understanding that people may be out of jobs, but because others are in jobs and others still are getting jobs, there may still be a question mark on your profile as to, I wonder why they're open. I wonder why they're not currently engaged. So first thing is, don't write unemployed. Don't write open for work. Don't write looking for a job. Instead, why don't you write your professional area? You may not have a position right now. So for instance, you could have been a finance manager or a financial analyst, but you're not currently engaged in that role. You can still put, financial management professional. You can still put, financial analyst, because you actually are skilled in that area. And so whether or not you currently hold a position with that designation, that is still your field. That is better to write than to put unemployed, looking for a job, open for work. The second thing that I'm going to ask you not to do is to leave out the about description section blank. This is free advertising space for you. Use that space not just to give a summary of your career, which is nice, but use that space to show the employer, to show those in the areas and the industries where you want to get opportunities, what you can do for them. Please do remember, people live asking themselves, well, what's in it for me? So make clear what's in it for them. Show who you are, what solution you bring, who you serve, what specifically you do for them, and what experience, if you've had any of you actually resolving challenges, of you being a solution to the organizations, to the groups, to the people that you have worked with previously, so that they can get a picture of you being able to do that for them. So this is real estate, free real estate for you to advertise your socks off. Please do not leave that section blank. The third thing that I'm going to ask you not to do is leave the experience section blank. There is a place where you can write all the positions you've held, but mind you, don't put just everything. Put what's relevant to the opportunities that you seek. Start, with the in chronological format, with the latest coming up front. So you're going to start with positions you'd held previously. No need to write in the description. Just simply the title, the organization. If the organization is on LinkedIn, make sure to link it so that people can actually go and browse and look at that organization. The time, the years, when you started, when you ended, and that will give people a picture of progression from when you started to where you currently are. What I would also do, since you're open for work and you're possibly even open for consulting, freelancing opportunities, the latest one up front, the latest work experience you have up front, don't leave that to be the job that you just left, so which will show an end date. Rather, put in what you are currently open to do. So I would put whatever title, professional title I have for myself. You may not necessarily have to have an organization, or you could write self, or whatever else you choose to write, but show that you are currently open to, and you're currently available to engage in a certain area. The fourth thing that I'm going to ask you to do, I've written them all down here, my people, so I'll keep looking down this, is your education levels. Now, please don't list absolutely everything all the way to kindergarten. Don't even list your high school. Go as far back as the first tertiary level, professional level certification that you have. So let's say you didn't do, a formal degree, but you do have certification in a vocational area or another professional qualification. Write that down all the way to grad education as high up as you've gone, with the latest, the highest level attained first. Make sure to use your LinkedIn account and your LinkedIn profile as a CV, so that those who are browsing through, whether they be recruiters, whether it's peers, whether it's owners of organizations that are looking to build their teams, can scan through and get a good picture of what value you would add to their organization if you were to join. You won't always get a chance to explain yourself. You won't always get a chance to expand, to share your CV. So use your LinkedIn profile as your dashboard, as your professional CV, virtual digital CV, so to speak, so that people can immediately get a feel as to whether or not they have sufficient interest, right? Their interest has been piqued enough for them to want to call you in. Do not leave it to chance. Number 5, please don't leave out certification. Now, again, relevant certification. Like I had a food hygiene and I had a, sign language and a first aid. Maybe that may not be too relevant to what I'm doing at the moment, but absolutely everything that you have received a certificate for that is related to the role that you would now like to take or the opportunities that you're interested in pursuing, do put those certificates in. It really builds your profile as a robust, well-rounded professional. They get an idea of not just your experience, but the skill sets that you would bring should you join them. Number 6, listen, never disdain work you have done that was either unpaid or it wasn't in a formal registered organization. So volunteering opportunities, make sure if they're relevant, write them in, whether you've served on boards, whether you worked in a faith-based organization, whether it was your church or a mosque or wherever it is that you may have worked, whether you help out as an alumni of an institution that you went to, write that in as well. It really goes to build your profile. It shows that you're not just about getting the money. You're a person that is open to serve your community, that is open to grow your sector, your industry. It really adds depth to your profile on LinkedIn. Number 7, make sure to think of, and you can search this, guys. You can Google this. You can find YouTube videos on this. You guys will hear me talking about Googling and YouTubing things, because there are search engines that are updated with what the industry is looking for right now. You can search the skills that are relevant to your field. And if you have those skill sets acquired either by training, certification, or on-the-job experience, please do add them to your LinkedIn profile. This then says, not only have they done this, and of course, when you listed when you listed the organizations that you've worked for, you didn't necessarily list exactly what you did, but when they look at the skills section, they're able to see not only the robust skills that you have in this area, but they can also see, the areas that you are highly competent in, which then tells them, should you join their team, you're going to hit the ground running. Number 8, make sure to put any links that mention you, whether it's links to articles, links to videos, links to periodicals, links to service that you've had somewhere, links that can be searched, that can be easily accessed, right? Not links to some private drive somewhere, but links that are open in the media. Please do add those links to your profile. It really puts context, especially if it's videos, for instance. People can really see you come alive. And links to third-party articles, third-party publications, etc., shows that it's more than just you saying that you can do the things that you can do, that there are other people who vouch for you as well. All right, we're moving on, people. It's a bit of a long list, but it is so good for you to position yourself right if you want to get a job, and you want to position your profile on LinkedIn. Number 9, do not shy away from getting recommendations. Go back to old managers, old supervisors, and this is both for roles that you were employed formally and paid for, and those that you had volunteered. Go back to them and ask them to give you a recommendation. Now, it makes sense if they are on LinkedIn, because then you can people can trace them and it's easier for them to comment. But it is so key. I mean, if you're in good terms and they're not on LinkedIn, you can even ask them to get on LinkedIn so that they can write this recommendation for you if you feel like their input on your service and your competency and your expertise is so significant that it could influence you getting a role. So do not shy away from going back to people you had worked with before, people who can vouch for how well you do. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just supervisors. LinkedIn gives you options. It could be people that have been peers, people that reported to you, you reported to them, that you've worked on a project together in other departments, etc. It gives you a recommendation choices from you to pick from to show the relationship with the person that is currently recommending you. Number 10, make sure to follow the influencers, the organizations, the people in this industry, because then you will have access to their posts, you'll have access to industry insights, you'll have access to trends, just what are the current discourses, conversation around your area. That gives you proximity to the movers and shakers and the influencers in your industry. This then allows you to get in on conversation that you see, posted, allows you to reach out, because, you not only have access to them, you have access to their network as well, whoever they're linked to. That grows your profile and it grows your opportunities. Because somebody in the 3rd degree relationship to you on LinkedIn may have opportunities had you not linked with this person, that is influential in this area, or you think could be a peer or a resource to you. You would never have known of those opportunities. So don't stick to just having a profile. Make sure to grow your community, grow your network, reaching out to those that you know in your industry and in your field, but even those that you may not. And when you do reach out, send a personalized note. Hello, I'm so and so. I'm in this area, in this context. You are in that area. I've been following you. I'm interested in. Show what's in it for them to be linked to you. And you would be surprised. Even total strangers would be receptive to accepting your invitation on LinkedIn. And that builds your network, that builds your access, and that will also build your opportunities. Number 11, make sure to not just repost what you see, but you can post yourself. So post insights, post a thought, post a link to something you had read, you had watched, with your comment on why you think that's insightful and your network could benefit from it. You can tag a couple of people, especially if you know them. I would recommend that you tag those that you know, and say, hey, you might find this to be insightful. You might even want to send it to people on DMs, on direct messages, to say, hey, this made me think of you, or I think this could be of value to you. And that would really add your presence, your authority, your credibility, your relatability on LinkedIn, and open you up for those job opportunities. Number 12, please, this is not what you're going to do on LinkedIn, but you will need it, because once you've built this robust profile that everybody thinks, oh wow, what an engaging person, what an astute professional, people will probably call on you. Have your CV and bio ready. Please prepare an updated, absolutely compelling, attractive curriculum vitae, resume, and a bio, a 1, 2, maximum 3 paragraphs that says who you are, what you stand for, what you have done before, what you're interested in doing, and the difference that it'll make should they engage you. Have those on the ready, because people will DM you, they'll send you messages, and they may ask for your CV, they may ask for your bio and want it immediately because they're considering you for something. You don't want to delay getting back to them, because they're speaking to another almost 800,000 people on LinkedIn, right? So you want to have your CV and your bio on the ready for when those opportunities come knocking. Which takes me to number 13. You want to turn on notifications. Make sure that your email is updated, right? It's the email that you access the most. And because you're actively looking, turn on notifications so that emails can come to you from LinkedIn and you're able to see real-time engagement and respond real-time. There is also a button on LinkedIn as you scroll down your profile that you can click to show that you are open for opportunities. And you can fill in specifically which opportunities recruiters can look, they can look for you for. And what kind of skill sets and what kind of tenure. Is it short term? Is it long term? Is it permanent? Is it freelancing, consulting? LinkedIn as a platform has a lot of functionality to help you position right, and recruiters will on their end be able to see those that are open for engagements that are related in keywords to what they're searching for. So that's a brilliant way of not just being present and engaging, but to actually click and show the platform that you are open and what kind of arrangements you're open for. Truly, those 13 points I think are going to get you well on the way to attracting better opportunities on LinkedIn. If you want to get a job, LinkedIn will be the profile to position, but don't position from a position of weakness and having less and really being pitiful and I'm open, could somebody just give me anything. No, it is not whether you have a job or not that makes you. I often tell people, you're the money maker, you're the professional, you have the education, you have the skill sets, you have the experience. You may not currently be engaged, but that doesn't mean that you are any less. So do not show up from a position of weakness. Show up from a position of power. Show up as a person that has something of value to offer, and show up as a person that is currently, busy engaging, busy adding value with insights, with videos, with articles, with something you have read. Maybe you do an analysis on something that you have read, a trend that you're seeing, or developments in your industry, in your sector with certain organizations. Show yourself as a person that others would want to know, a person would want to engage with, a person people would definitely want to have on their team. Don't show up with weakness, show up with strength, because you do have that strength, because you do have those competencies and that experience. It's just you find yourself in a season where you're not employed, but it doesn't mean you're not, offering a service, you're not adding value, you are not a trusted solution provider, both for organizations seeking to engage you for employment and potentially partners that may want to engage you on initiatives, on projects, on organizations that you could together work in. So I hope that this video has helped you. Please do let me know on the comments what you have found to be the most effective way of engaging and really getting your profile noticed on LinkedIn. And if you have found this video to be of value to you and you feel like, Modesta, I am going to use these things right now, please do subscribe to Modesta.Africa TV, turn on notifications, like this video so that others who are in similar positions that are probably looking for a job and are just not sure how to leverage LinkedIn as a platform, as a job search platform, will be able to do that. And share it with a friend or 15 that may need it right now. Thank you so much. I'm Modesta Mahiga, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.